lefty. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Come on in,
How we
folks.
sounding? How we sounding?
Nice.
Nice and live and direct.
Mm-hmm.
In effect.
Live and in effect. Rex in effect. Used to be a group back in the day. Let me cut this off. All right, sit on down. Sit on
Sit on
down.
down. Sit on down.
Coming to you live from the Sit Your Ass Down studios. Welcome to the Me and D
Pops and Son.
podcast.
For that ass.
For that ass.
For that ass.
For that ass. This is the podcast.
No Diddy.
No Diddy. But this is
No
the
doubt.
podcast.
That's
for
that
that
podcast.
ass.
Another one. Let's go.
Another one. Let's do it. Today's
do it.
March 7th, 2025. We thank you all so much for listening to us. A lot to chop up. And how we typically begin is paying our respects to those who might have left us in the music or sports or entertainment realm, or sometimes just regular citizens. But rest in peace to Dwayne Wiggins from the group Tony passed away today.
Feels good.
Yep. Just as sure as my name is Dwayne.
Dang.
I'll be there for you and now. Don't get me sick.
I'm about to say,
whatever
dang.
you want. That was the cut. I had to play that a little bit before we came on, but Dwayne Wiggins.
They did whatever you want.
That's them, yeah. Tony.
And you know I can provide.
That's him. Just as sure his name is Dwayne. He told you. Yeah. 64, had a battle with cancer. R&B singer Angie Stone killed in a car crash over the weekend. She was 63.
Oh, I did see that.
Mm-hmm. Boxer Carson Jones. He was a UFC fighter. He passed away at the age of 38. Never heard what happened to him. Carl Dean, longtime husband of Dolly Parton. They were married more than 60 years. He passed away this week.
I heard about that one too.
And then Hazel Dukes, she was a civil rights activist. She passed away. And then just a follow-up, the Gene Hackman update. Come to find out that his wife died before him, a week prior to him. She was somehow close, or she was, somehow got close to some rodent feces. It's called a hantavirus. So it could have been in her food. Somehow she was contaminated with a hantavirus, like I said, caused by rodent feces or something that I guess a contaminated rodent was somewhere near her and she inhaled it. It says it gives you flu-like symptoms. And apparently you get swelling in your lungs and caused her to die. But because he suffered from Alzheimer's, they say he possibly didn't know that she had passed away. He was not aware that she had passed away.
Wow.
Yeah. That's a sad story.
That
very,
is
very sad.
story.
I knew something crazy had to have happened, but apparently she died before him.
Bruh, that's just two very random. That's like
right.
You can't even put that
in a movie,
right? And I wouldn't believe it.
Mm-hmm. They said that those it's deer mice are very common in New Mexico where they lived. I don't know if she inhaled it or
that's probably got on some food.
Got on some food and she ingested
or maybe
it.
Utensil, like it could have got in a drawer.
Yeah.
Utensil, and then you're not thinking you use it.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, that's sad.
That is random. That is random.
I had never heard of a hantavirus. They explained it on the news, and then I still had to look it up a little bit just to understand it more. But yeah, she contracted. That's the word I was looking for. She contracted it from a contaminated rodent. Don't know what happened to the dog though. Never did hear about that, but
they just died of starvation because they were like maybe like,
nobody around to feed them.
Right? So they were like going probably a week without food and water.
That's crazy. Moving on.
But I mean, dogs go hungry a lot, like wild dogs.
Yes, they do.
It's domesticated.
He's used to his meals.
Yeah, that's like yeah.
Yeah, it's a
If
different kind of
I don't
dog.
feed our dogs like first thing
Right.
in the morning, as soon as I get up, they
Yeah, they're ready
ready
to
to
eat.
eat.
Yeah,
They were
they're
waiting on me. I'm like,
looking for that meal.
man.
So yeah, rest in peace to those folks and anyone else who passed away within the last week. Birthdays, and we normally talk about
Dang, it's
birthdays
crazy.
and events on the day that we release our podcast, which is every Sunday. Birthdays on March the 9th. Sunisa Lee, better known as
Sunisa
Sunny Lee,
Lee.
American gymnast, all around gold medal winner in 2021. She celebrates a birthday.
Okay.
Mahmoud Abdul Rauf, aka Chris Jackson, back in the day, played for the Sacramento Kings, Denver Nuggets. He was the player. I don't know.
Dang.
Well, you were too young to know about him, but you might have heard of him. He refused to stand or face the flag for the national anthem. He would turn his back,
Oh,
and he would
okay.
just, that was a part of his religious
They
thinking,
blackballed him.
and they kind of ran him out of the league. He did play for 9
Absolutely.
seasons, but yeah, they ran
Probably
him out of the league. Now you talk about a 3-point shooter back in the day. He was Steph before Steph.
I think that I might be mistaken. I think they might have did a documentary about him.
They probably did. I think I remember seeing one.
I think so. I have to redo my research, my due diligence. But
Yep, Chris
dang.
Jackson went to
Okay.
LSU, outstanding player,
Mm.
and then like he converted over to Islam, and
Okay.
and, yeah,
Well, assalamu alaikum.
alaikum salam.
With a little salami.
Happy birthday goes
Happy
up to
birthday.
Brian Bosworth, who was a linebacker in the NFL for the Seattle Seahawks. Big Boz. Benito Santiago,
Benito.
MLB catcher, all-star several years.
Boy.
And Andy North, golfer, broadcaster, celebrates a birthday. A little history. I was surprised that on the 9th they didn't have anything more recent. The most recent thing that was listed in the notes that I received, 2013, Bernard Hopkins, B-Hop, defeats Tavoris Cloud to win the IBF light heavyweight title. In 2002, Joe Sakic plays his 1,000th career game.
Okay.
In 1991, Joe Dumars of the Pistons began an NBA free throw streak of 62 games. I guess I got MLB on the brain. A free throw streak of 62 games. 1984, Tim Witherspoon beats Greg Page in 12 rounds for the heavyweight boxing title. I do remember that fight. 1986, Gilbert Perreault of the Buffalo Sabres becomes the 12th NHL player to score 500 goals. And in 1979, MLB Commissioner Bowie Kuhn orders baseball to give equal access to female reporters in the locker room. So those are your rest in peace birthdays and events.
And so,
it is March D, and it's tournament time.
What you talking about?
Smaller schools are completing conference tournament play, and major schools will be battling for those conference championships this week. In that vein, it's time for me and D to play Let's Adopt a Team. So kind of how I did a couple years ago with Florida Atlantic University, the Owls, who got all the way to the Final Four. And I picked them back in January. The Owls. So what I'd like to do, D, is for us to pick a team for the men's and women's side. Must be in the top 25. And we'll root for that team all the way till they get eliminated or possibly win the tournament.
That's going to be tough.
Do you really root for your Bulldogs? I know they're struggling in the SEC. I think they were 11th. I saw this morning. Not like you do football. Not like
I do football.
Right.
But they still
on your radar.
Anthony Edwards went there.
Right.
You know.
Ant-Man.
So. But nah, I don't really be put. But it's still Georgia though. So honestly, let me take that
with him.
No, yeah, let me take that back. I do.
You're not effing with him.
I be effing with him, but we just be losing. So you know,
makes you not want to F with him.
Maybe you not want to F with him. I F with him, but it's just that cousin that you not really
casual from a distance.
Like, what's good?
Hey, what's up, cuz? Yeah.
You still owe me 20. No, I'm just funny.
Right.
No, so
yeah. I need to watch him. He steals.
yeah. You know your cousin.
You know that, cousin. We all have one.
Adopt a team. Let me think.
Yeah. So let's start with the men.
Go ahead.
Let's see. So some team. My
I
first
mean, I
thought was St.
usually
John's. I was thinking St. John's just because
St.
of the
John's would be
turnaround
good.
that they've made with Rick Pitino.
You
Maybe that's too obvious, but they did come from something to nothing.
you
Where
know
are
how
they in the rankings? Hold on. I think they're still in the top 10, if I'm not mistaken. D, let me see. Check my notes here. Yeah, they're sixth. They've
okay.
jumped up to sixth.
Okay.
Want to go with St. John's?
Oh, we both gonna go with one?
Yeah, we'll do. So it'll be the me
What
and D.
collective?
So
Okay,
collectively we'll
cool.
do it.
Okay. I thought St. John's. What's Tennessee looking like? I ride with Tennessee sometimes.
Hey, and they're in the SEC.
That's what I'm saying. Unfortunately.
Tennessee is fourth. They're 24-5 as of today, as of this recording. I'm feeling Houston, D, for whatever reason.
Houston be rocking. Here of lately, they've been in some Final Fours. Did they get all the way to the national championship one year and
Auburn
lost?
would be a logical one too.
Yeah, you know how that go. But they always like,
That's why I was trying to pick somebody that
because it's always an upset.
right.
Yeah, that's why I almost agree with you with that St.
You
John's.
want to go with St. John's?
But I don't know if they built like that. I don't know if they got like firepower. You never know.
Yeah, but who would have thought Florida Atlantic would have went all the way to the Final Four?
You
True, and them, right?
right. You did.
I did. I have
You
to
called
admit.
that one, but I know what you're saying though. No, I totally I
So it's
agree
got
with
to
you
be
saying.
somebody that
Ooh, I
that
wouldn't mind
we
St. I rock with St. John. Houston would be good. What's them Huskies looking like?
trash bag.
Oh, Boo Boo.
Yeah, they're not even at the top. They're not
Ooh.
even at the top 15. I want to say
Honestly, it don't
no.
usually.
They're not even ranked. D.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure
Damn.
they're not in the top 25. Let me double check that because
I wouldn't mind.
they
We ain't
come up
messing.
later in the podcast too. It's funny
We ain't
you
messing.
brought them up.
The Blue Devils.
You want to go with Cooper Flag?
That might be another like.
See, that's almost too easy though.
Yeah, and
They should get to the Final Four,
them
depending
teams
on
don't
how the
be
brackets.
right. But them teams don't make it like. When's the last time? Yeah, there's teams who's been like number one and made it, number one or two. But oh man, that's good because it's just March Madness. Anybody can win.
Anybody can
You
win.
just got to get hot.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, men's basketball.
Dang,
I'm pretty sure they are not ranked at the moment.
They probably not.
I don't think they are. They're 21-9 overall though, so they're not bad. They're just not.
That's just not. Yeah, that's just not normally what they be doing.
Not coming off a back to back.
Back to back to back. I don't know who you feeling. You said St. John first.
I said St. John's. Something
I don't
about
even
them I
know.
kind of want to rock with, but
Who you rocking with?
or you want to go Tennessee? Keep it in the SEC since Georgia's not.
If we're gonna do that,
yeah, then you might as well stay with your team.
I was saying or Duke. I'm too indecisive. You go ahead, and I'm rocking with it.
So it's between St. John's.
Is that
man?
who you think?
We've been touting Cooper Flag all season.
I'm not really I'm really not a Duke fan like that, but
then let's do St. John's and let's just do St. John's.
But I don't know. You want to do St. John's? Yeah. You think
and then we can go off the board. We can go with one that like Iowa State. See, some of those teams are gonna get beat.
Man, that's what I'm
saying. Early, and then we can be like, damn. So we need someone.
This is go St. John's.
St. John's, it's official.
Just go, Put it on wax. Put it on wax.
Put on wax. Okay. Now, who would you be thinking on the women's side? Because I got a team in mind, but I want to hear who you say.
That's a good. Who can make it up? Because usually women's, it's not a lot of upsets in women's.
That's why I say we just pick a team.
Who's number one? UCLA?
They dropped, D.
Oh, who's number one?
Number one is, I want to say Texas.
Where Notre Dame at? I know I've been watching.
Notre Dame dropped to 6th. You asked for
Yeah, I said UCLA.
yeah, they're fourth. Okay, they're fourth.
Okay, so
US
they
is number
lost one
2.
time.
I want to kind of rock with Juju.
Yeah. So
Want to
that's
do
a no
that?
brainer. Yeah,
Yeah. All right.
that's
So
basketball.
yeah, we're rolling with St. John's on the men's side and USC and Juju Watkins on the women's
And the
side.
star out of USC that remind me of the movie. She be hooping though.
That girl can play.
She can ball. Absolutely Juju.
Okay, cool.
Juju
We
for
got
sure.
our two
That's
teams.
a no
So
brainer.
those are the two Me and D Pops and Son podcast teams we'll be following throughout the tournament. We'll be rooting for and hoping they get to the Final Four. I got a feeling Juju can get there. I'm not so sure about.
Juju get it.
I don't know. St. John's though, they've been playing some good defense.
But I would almost say, what's Mizzou doing?
They dropped. They're 15th. They're like
Oh,
they've
did
been
they?
struggling lately. They got beat
Oh,
by.
they dropped 3. I think they dropped 3 in a row or something, or more than that.
They're on the downside.
Okay,
Down, swing, down.
down. Yeah,
They're
we
going
staying on wax.
down. It's on wax.
The chopper
St.
is
John's
going
and
down.
Juju. All right. 50 at 40.
50
LBJ. LeBron
at
James
40.
eclipses 50,000 points combined regular season and
And
playoffs.
playoffs.
It will never be done again, D.
Out the stratosphere, dog.
This is one of those nobody's even close. I think they said that Kevin Durant is at like 35,000 total combined.
You got to get dang
And see LeBron still playing
at a high
and
level.
still playing at a high level.
We was potential MVP damn near.
If he
At
started off
40.
the season playing like he's playing, and if Steph had started the way he's playing, they might be co-MVPs. I got a little segment on them in just a little bit.
They both hooping.
They're both playing some outstanding basketball.
I mean,
And all it took was a little trade for both of them, and it infused both teams. That's crazy.
Because it did that Luka trade. It's so crazy because I don't want to even go down there, but I'm just saying as far as
we'll come back to it, because
I'm figuring we already talking about
we got a whole little segment on
that.
that. So,
but the two teams,
the
St.
two teams,
John's, USC,
and then LBJ 50 at 40
and 50 at 40.
Yep. Something we, like I said, we won't see in our lifetimes again. No one is going to play that long, 22 seasons.
Let me still in the last segment.
And
thought we were still. I forgot what we told we were talking about.
Yeah, you rewind the tape. It's
50 at 40.
50,000, 50 at 40,
50
man.
at
That's
40.
crazy. That's
hilarious.
crazy. I don't know how he does it. I don't know
think
what
it's
he's
gonna be done
doing.
again.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
That's incredible.
Like you said, at a high level, though, it's not like he's just no. And now Magic was saying, and I heard somebody else say it, and even the way Dion explains it, you don't have to tear down one player to build up another.
Yeah,
just give them both their flowers. Yeah, Michael Jordan was the greatest when he played. Kobe came along when he played, and LeBron is the greatest of his era. And I think that's probably the best way to quantify it.
Absolutely.
Versus trying
my top 3.
Yeah, you can't. We can't keep tearing somebody else down. Just like you said, give everybody their flowers.
Man,
when he played, he was the best that was on the court.
At the time. It's just your reign from the reign that you,
because eras are different, rules are different.
Right.
The style of play is different. Emphasis on one thing, defense, or having a big man in the middle.
Different.
The game is very different.
It's way different.
It changes, and we have to just acknowledge and embrace all of it. And like you said, just give them their flowers. If they got flowers coming, they can get them. Moving on to the NFL, it's been a busy week, and it started with the San Francisco 49ers trading Deebo Samuel to the Commanders.
Dang, Deebo to the Commanders.
That's a big pickup for them. Gives Jaden Daniels another weapon. And you got your Swiss Army knife. He can run the ball. He can catch it out of the backfield. He can line up as a receiver, line up in the slot. That's going to be interesting. And he doesn't have to take anything away from McLaurin. Jaden Daniels to have another key weapon
No, for that team, that's gonna be real. But it's gotta he's gotta stay healthy though.
It's a knock on him.
Right. And then I think he might have a resurgence now to stay healthy, knowing that he's got traded. But he's not going to a bad spot for real. Commanders is a good team that can compete and could contend. You
I
still
can
gonna
see
play some meaningful
Kingsbury
football.
drawing up some plays for him.
You could do a bunch of stuff. I think, like you said, that's an added weapon for Jaden Daniels. So no, I think that's a good pickup.
Mm-hmm. T. Higgins was tagged again by the Bengals. I don't know if they want to extend him. What they're doing, should have already paid that.
Man, they should have. I don't know. Are they gonna lose Jamar Chase?
No,
Because I
supposedly they're
saw.
going to try to sign him.
I think okay.
But the other thing is they're allowing Trey Hendrickson, their defensive star, to seek a trade.
They said Falcons might have a chance to get him.
Man, D, that's funny you say that because that was the team I thought would be a good fit for him.
Him or Max Crosby or something, man. We can.
Well, Crosby already signed that
Oh, he already
huge
signed in
deal to
mine.
stay with the Raiders.
If Bosa could stay
91 million
healthy,
guaranteed.
dang. If Bosa could stay healthy, I wouldn't mind Bosa.
Yeah, and that you know what? He can get picked up for the cheap. They say
For the
because
cheap.
they say 3 million, 4 million pay him. You can add some incentives in that. You play X amount of games.
I mean,
That
it
that
just
could
matter if
be
we got the cap space.
that'd be a good pickup. I could almost see him going to try to play with his brother.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Yeah,
With Nick, why not? Because you
why
get
not?
San Fran could get him for cheap,
And he can stay on the West Coast.
and you with your playing with your brother, and then because like we said, I think with the right moves, San Fran will be back in contention next
They're
year,
gonna be. A lot of people have written them
especially
off,
with
but
some
I
of
think they're
the.
freeing up some money.
So
I think they're gonna give Purdy a contract, but I think it's gonna be partial. Hey, finish out this contract
he should.
here. We're gonna pay you more money. We're gonna give you a raise, but finish on this contract to allow us to do more things, bring some more pieces in, especially on the defensive side of the ball. But and I got another question. We'll get to that in just a little bit. Saquon Barkley signs for 2 years, 41 million, making him the highest paid running back in NFL history. He earned that money.
Man, if
He
you
earned
don't think he
every
earned
bit of
that
that
cheese,
money.
and I'm just saying that should, there's gonna be, especially in the draft, you're gonna get a running back. I think you're gonna see a lot of teams kind of building up that running back room just to, because it just shows you having a good run game. It's proof in the pudding. You go back to a lot of Super Bowl winning teams. You got to run the ball. You got to play good defense. But
I agree.
man, good for
Sa-
him though.
Sam Darnold was not franchise tagged by Minnesota, so he's allowed to walk. Possible landing
Walt.
spots. They thought it could be the Raiders. Well, Geno Smith has been traded to the Raiders as of today.
Okay,
He
that's not a bad
he
pickup at all.
reunites with Pete Carroll, his former coach in Seattle. That's a real good pickup, and so now that takes a spot away for Sam Darnold, for Aaron Rodgers, for Jameis Winston.
Mm-hmm.
There's only so many spots that you can get in terms of being the starter, and they're quickly dwindling. Joe Tooney was traded from the Kansas City Chiefs to the Bears, so help them out on defense. This is some of the moves. A lot more will be made. Free agency, the actual, I guess, when you're able to negotiate starts on
Right.
Monday. So there's going to be a lot more moves. And that leads me to my question for you, D. So with you having a young quarterback, what veteran free agent wide receiver would you like for your team to add to those
So
Atlanta Falcons?
so honestly, I wouldn't mind a receiver. I wouldn't actually mind like a tight end.
Mm-hmm.
We can give Kyle Pitts up, actually get a veteran tight end, but there's some pretty good receivers they're going to be on free agents. I know I'm not going to
But
even say
I was gonna say, but who would be at the top of your list?
my list. A lot of them are like
See, for me, I want Devontae Adams. I'd
I
love to add a
I,
Devontae Adams.
I was going to say Devontae Adams because he's still actually
Young enough.
young enough, but
He doesn't have to have the ball.
he's.
He's a good possession receiver. I'd
I
like
think
to
he'll
add
give a
either
chance.
him or Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Cup would be nice.
I can see him in
I was
your offense.
Cooper Kupp would be real nice. I
Mhm.
mean, between those two, that's pretty tough. I would probably go Devontae because he doesn't get as injured.
That's
But
the other thing I like about him. He's pretty reliable.
receiver, I think you couldn't go wrong with either or. Cooper Kupp is he can, but I think doing those injuries and stuff like that. So I wouldn't mind a. Mm, they said D Hop a free agent.
Yeah. He still got some life in
D
him.
Hop got some life for sure. Amari Cooper.
Mhm. But he's not a free agent, is he? That he's coming back to Buffalo.
Oh, he's coming back to Buffalo.
I'm pretty sure he is. I
I think
don't.
Stephon Diggs is Stephon Diggs a free agent?
I think
St.
so.
Lucia?
Yeah. He's coming off of a
Yeah.
season-ending injury.
Chris Godwin.
Yeah. Now I thought about him.
Tyler
He'd stay.
Lockett.
He could stay in that. DJ Metcalf has asked for a trade.
Right. Mike Williams.
I think that's why Gino was happy to get up out of there too.
Y'all take him.
Who's he gonna throw
Yeah.
the ball to?
I mean, I wouldn't mind the Devontae Adams. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't like how they was moving this year. As far as he still was very productive.
He was still productive, and if you think about even last year,
He still
with
had
no
1,000
Derek
yards.
Carr, he had a decent season.
Yeah. I wish Amari Cooper still had a little bit more burst.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be Devontae Adams or D Hop.
Okay, all right.
I think
Yeah,
one of
like I
them
see,
would.
for me, it's Devontae Adams and or Cooper Cup. I'd be happy with the add to the team.
Cooper Kupp is pretty smooth though. He's a nice receiver.
Yep. All right, moving on. It's not a sandwich.
It's not a panini.
It's not a taco.
It's not a burrito.
It's not a pizza.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap for a few
Wrap.
people. So for Matthew Kachuk, he's out for the season with a groin injury for the Florida Panthers, who are trying to repeat as champions. He got hurt in that Four Nations tournament. I forget which game, but he's been injured. He couldn't play in that championship game. He's been injured since. So Jimmy Johnson retiring after 30 plus years at Fox. I knew something was up prior to the Super Bowl when they did a little collage for him and
Right.
almost like a going away deal.
Sayonara, yeah. Just,
You could something was
goodbye.
coming. So it's a wrap for him. And then for Kyrie Irving, suffers an
Ooh,
ACL
now
tear to
that
his
one
knee,
hurts.
and he's lost for the remainder of the season for the
That one
Dallas
hurts.
Mavericks. Man, that was a sad one, and that one does hurt. Man, that's a wrap for those three. Moving on to the wild and the weird.
Oh, it's the wild and the weird.
It's the wild and the weird.
It's the wild and the weird.
So Ryan James Wedding, 43, is wanted for allegedly running and participating in a transnational drug trafficking operation that routinely shipped hundreds of kilograms of cocaine from Colombia through Mexico and Southern California to Canada and other locations in the United States. Additionally, it is alleged that Wedding was involved in orchestrating multiple murders in furtherance of these drug crimes, according to the FBI officials. The FBI is offering up to $10 million in rewards for information leading to Wedding's arrest and or conviction. Wedding was ranked number 24 in snowboarding in the parallel giant slalom in the 2002 Salt Lake Olympics. According to the Olympic website, the 2002 Olympics were the only games he participated in, and now he's on the FBI's 10 most wanted list.
Damn. That's crazy. That's a wild story.
Is that not a wild story?
That is a wild
story. So he went
story.
from training for the Olympics, competing in the Olympics, to being
training day.
Man, training day big time. They say he's a real deal Holyfield in the drug game.
Dang, a hitter.
For him to be in the top 10, and they say he could be either in Mexico, he could be somewhere in the United States.
They've been watching
or he could be back in Canada. They're not watching him close enough because they don't know where he is.
He didn't slip through the cracks.
They didn't slip through a few cracks. Yep.
That's white boy Rick.
If I was him, I'd be in Canada because it's so spread out.
Mountains.
I'd move up in the mountains somewhere.
You're gonna You gonna tell if he's in Mexico. Who's gringo over there?
Exactly.
You ain't gonna fit in with the people. Take your
United
ass up
States,
to.
he'd be okay, but I
But you
think
gonna.
they'd be watching him real close.
It's gonna be hard to move. There's so many cameras,
But you
so
go
many
to
different.
Canada, one, you're out of the jurisdiction of the United States FBI. They're going to be looking for you, but not as hard or not as closely as they
But
would
he
right
would
here
have
in
to
the
already
States.
be in Canada though, right? Because crossing that border, let's
Right,
you got some.
true.
Because Canada be on that little
Yeah, they
borderline.
do.
They
Yeah.
don't be playing. You got to have your paperwork.
But as slick as he is, obviously he knows how to get in and out of the country.
That's he probably. What if he got like the movies be? He got multiple identities, passports, he got
Aliases, yeah.
cash on hand so he can get through clearance.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Or he's
crazy.
paying somebody to help him get through.
So he's 43.
43.
He's probably been running for. Did it say how long has he been running? Did it say how
Didn't
long
say how long he's been
probably
running.
running 10+ years for sure. At a high level for the FBI, that means they had to do some.
For you to be on the top 10, you committed quite a few crimes.
He had to be doing it for a while, and then something as far as he got too big somewhere. Because you get on FBI's radar, it's okay, something's that's investigating.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
From the wild and the weird.
That's a wild story.
Yes, sir. From
Crazy.
the not so fast Batman category.
Not so fast Batman.
Not so fast Batman.
Okay.
Hard Knocks with Uncle Bill Belichick has apparently fallen apart. So now, unless another team is ready to step to the plate, we will not have an offseason Hard Knocks.
Dang, I was looking forward to that.
They say the owners got together and like, why are we allowing him, who's now in college, talking about Belichick, to be able to, because it is an NFL product, and you're gonna let a college coach. Yeah, they colluded.
Don't like Bill.
They colluded against old Uncle Bill.
They don't like Bill.
Something is up.
They don't like Bill.
That girl is somebody's daughter. That's an owner.
That's a CEO, right? That's an owner.
It's somebody.
It's somebody relative.
That man upset some folks in the National Football League.
Real.
Let's get our pet out. Speaking of pet, man, Buddy Hield has been struggling from.
Speaking of pet, Jink. Talk to your cousin.
It is time for You're a Jackass.
You're a jackass.
I don't know if you saw this story, D. Linebackers coach Michael Wilhoit has been fired from the Denver Broncos after he was arrested and charged with second-degree assault for allegedly punching a police officer on February 23rd. So they had to fire that man.
Dang.
Sean Payton let him go the other day for punching Michael Wilhoit.
Oh, yeah. Michael Wilhoit.
Michael Wilhoit has been fired from the Denver. You better watch out, officer.
Watch out. Michael Wilhoit you. Better watch out. Michael Wilhoit.
He is our jackass.
Wow.
Jenkins had to tell him.
Wilhoit is hilarious.
That is hilarious.
Dang.
All right, moving on to the NBA. Two of the hottest teams in the league are the Los Angeles Lakers and the Golden State Warriors.
Man, they
both made huge trades and added key pieces. Luka Doncic to the Lakers and Jimmy Butler, and each is paying big dividends. The Lakers are 11-2 since trading for Luka. The Warriors are 9-2 since adding Jimmy Butler. They're both playing some great ball.
That kind of shows you the importance of just both those players. The caliber of player. I mean, they both had chips on their shoulder. I think, you know what I'm saying, that situation, the whole thing, we didn't know what was going on with Jimmy, and especially in Miami, but the fact
we were clowning them from the beginning because it was like, you're trying to get out, you're going about it the wrong way again. But since he's come, D, and the turnaround, I'm watching every game again like I used to. I'm watching every game. They just came or just finished a 5-game road trip. They went 4-1, and Steph, I think, probably averaged 40-something points.
That's what I'm saying. You see the new, like we said, the resurgence in Steph Curry, the way he's playing, and the fact that he has some. Oh, he's okay. I got another someone who can carry the load,
Yeah,
and just do it, and also plays defense. So it's allowing Curry to play freely, and he's having fun.
he's
Along
having fun. Yep.
along with LeBron James, I know he was probably felt some type of way about with AD, but you look at who got the best of that trade right now, it's the Lakers,
It's the
because
Lakers for sure.
with Kyrie going down, and then you trade away Luka, you guys are not doing nothing this season. Klay Thompson is not going to carry you to the finals, but you had
And
a
he's
Pete.
got to be kicking himself because the Lakers offered
Imagine if
him
he
a
would have
contract.
Lakers or the Warriors.
Yeah, you're right.
Like you could have stayed for. You could be. Imagine him on the Warriors still with Jimmy Butler.
Right. No,
Man,
you're right.
that's
He got his feelings hurt and he wanted to move on, but
he's looking like a head ass. He's
he's got
like,
to be feeling
because
bad.
the Steph can battle for a title.
Yeah.
They can battle for a title.
And the
Don't
way
let
they were talking about it is they may be on a collision course to meet before you get to the Western Conference
Ooh.
Final. So one of those teams may knock out the other.
Ooh, that's gonna be a good matchup in itself.
And that's just not even to mention the way OKC has been playing in Cleveland. They've been two of the hottest teams and two most consistent teams this
NBA.
entire season.
Yeah.
And since we've been doing the rankings, they've been 1, 2, and 3 along with Boston. And I might as well do them real quick. Cleveland is back in that top spot. They are the first team to 50 wins this season and the first to clinch a playoff spot. And as of this recording, winners of 12 in a row. I misspoke last week when I said they lost to Boston that night. They actually came back and won that game. Yep. OKC is second. Boston is third. LA Lakers are fourth. And the Knicks are fifth. But this was the rankings as of earlier in the week. I bet you if they had to redo it, I know the Knicks have lost 2 in a row. They lost an overtime battle to the Lakers last night. And then 2 nights before that, Steph beat him in the Garden. So I think and then now Jalen Brunson has an injury. So they may slide down even further in the rankings. The Kia MVP race, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, man, this dude, every time I look around, it seems like 1 or 2 days before we're getting ready to record, he puts up another 50 burger on somebody.
50 burger.
He's averaging 41 points in the last 3 games, 32.8 points on the season. Yeah. Crazy.
That's wow. He's hooping. Like he's balling for
he's
sure.
Straight balling. And they talk about his efficiency. He doesn't take a lot of shots. He doesn't miss a lot of shots. He's just in the paint.
He's locked in.
He's locked in. That mid-range game that he has is unbelievable.
I'm telling you, don't sleep on that mid-range.
Don't sleep on the mid-range. That's the thing that Steph is underrated. His part of his game that's underrated is his mid-range. He shoots that turnaround 3 or 2, should I say. He makes that damn near every time he shoots it.
If you can increase your chances of making it, if just by getting a little closer to the basket.
Right. 15 to 18 feet.
We love to see the long shot, the half
long
quarter
splash.
Okay,
yeah.
but when that's not hitting, it's just like when I see Trae Young. Sometimes Trae Young's balling. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying sometimes when he's struggling and you throwing off that half quarter and a brick, bro, if you don't just get in the paint.
That's how Steph gets going when he's cold.
Yeah, when you cold, can't hit a 3.
Hit a couple free throws, hit a couple mid-range shots or some layups, and get your juices flowing.
And then you start stepping back. Yeah.
So
but he's balling though. Shai Gilgeous is. Where did he?
That's
he
your
came
MVP.
Out of nowhere.
That's your MVP.
He really took the game by storm. He's quiet, but that's good. I think you don't need to be all in the headlines for the wrong reasons.
Flashy.
He's just in there locked in, and you could tell it the way he played. That's a young, hungry team.
And they're proving that last season was not a fluke. Chet Holmgren has been out most of this season, in and out with injuries, and they're still dominating. They're just playing some really good ball.
Team is
and it led by your MVP. And that's the reason Jokic won't get it again, just because of the fact, even though he's averaging a triple-double, Denver's not really the Denver of old, and now they're starting to show that good defense can lock down on Jokic and the Joker and keep him out of the mix. Yeah, he's gonna be your MVP. He's gonna be Shea Gilgeous-Alexander's gonna be your MVP. Just a quick NHL update. Alex Ovechkin still trying to catch Wayne Gretzky. He's 10 away. So he hadn't done much in the last week. I think he was
Right.
11, 12 away last week when we
Right. I think it
recorded.
was 12.
I want
I
to
think it
say
was 12
12. I think
away.
he's only
I think it was
scored 2 goals in
12
the
away.
last week. Nothing to update there. Wayne Gretzky still holds that all-time scoring record. Obviously, Ovechkin will catch him, but yeah, you won't be considered the greatest. You'll just have one of his records.
Just the latest.
Yep, just the latest. We talked about the college teams at the top as tournaments are starting to heat up, and we're going to know that Sweet 16, or not the Sweet 16, the field of 68 on the men's side. I think the women, they're still 32, right? Hey,
Yeah.
32 or 40. I don't think they expanded
I don't think they
past
expanded.
32.
Yeah, I don't think they expanded yet.
But real quick, just to run down the top 10, Auburn is first, Duke second. This is on the men's side. Houston is third. They clinched a share of the Big 12 conference title last week. Tennessee is fourth. Florida is fifth. St. John is sixth. Alabama seventh. Michigan State eighth. Texas Tech ninth. And Iowa State is 10th. And my question on the men's side, D, with the UConn being 21-9 and unranked this season after back-to-back titles, you think Danny Hurley is happy with his decision to go back? Because remember, he was the hottest thing coming out last year. The Lakers really wanted him. He decided to go back. And just think if he would have gotten that team and he had a chance to coach Luka, did he think that trade was even possible? Did they even talk to him about moves that he could have made? Because they've definitely fallen back to earth. UConn has.
Yeah, they definitely did. Now, I don't think necessarily he regrets it. I think he really loves, regardless if they're having a good season or not. I think he's one of those coaches who goes, when we're good, we're good. When we're bad. But he's still gonna ride out for the team. He's not like he doesn't seem finicky, but it seems like he has a decent amount of loyalty. Just the way he didn't go for the dangling carrot, which would have been easy to do. That would have been a great. That's actually would have been a popular opinion. Go to the Lakers. Go out in L.A. with LeBron. Especially you didn't foresee this, but still, yeah.
And he is an East Coast guy too.
Right. So, but that's tough. But I think he's one of them coaches. Hey, these are my guys. Almost like how Dion cares as a coach, especially in a collegiate level. You really care about the development of those young men in there. So I don't think he's regressive, but hey, it wouldn't have been a bad. They say that really JJ Redick though. JJ Redick doing this little thing, man.
He is.
Like, granted, they do get Luka, but I think he knows how to coach a player like Luka and LeBron, just because he comes from like a shooting offense, shoot first, shooting the three. So I think he knows how to coach Luka, and yeah, man, but
it's funny you say that because right before the trade, there was a point where I was going to come on here and blast what's JJ Redick as a coach. They hadn't done a whole lot, overhyped.
Probably not him. It's definitely
and then
Luka.
They made that trade, and then the way he put that defense on Nikola Jokic and shut him down, and then I forgot who followed suit. They did the same exact thing that he did, and I'm like, damn. Okay, JJ might be onto something. So I'm so glad I didn't come on here and blast him because I was very close, D. It's like, yeah, I'm not really impressed. Darvin Ham could have done the same thing. Man, not so fast, Batman. Slow my roll.
Batman.
Yes, sir. So on the women's side, top 10, Texas is number 1, USC number 2, go Juju. That's who we're rocking with. UConn is 3rd, UCLA is 4th. South Carolina moved back up. They're 5th. Notre Dame is 6th. NC State is 7th. TCU is 8th. LSU 9th. And Oklahoma is in the 10th spot. Moving on to a little something on the side. We got to devote some time to this. The Gervonta Tank Davis, Lamont Roach fight ended up being a draw. Tank blew it.
Yeah.
Tank blew it.
It was a weird fight. He definitely underestimated his opponent.
Man.
And honestly, it started by Joel Santana and Jim Jones. I don't know why he brought them out. I guess because
I thought it was just me, because I'm like, is that Jim Jones?
I get it. It's New York. Is that all you could pay for? But you couldn't brought So you could have brought out Rakim. At least you should have brought out Cameron. Cameron is at least popping, still relevant.
Right.
What song is
Jada
Joel's?
Kiss. Anyway.
Man, Jada 50.
LL.
I'm just LL. I'm
Wasn't
like, if
50
you
in the crowd? Yeah, 50 was in the crowd.
you could have brought 50 out.
Yeah, he was there.
Shoot, 50 New York. Nicki. You could have brought out a lot of people. But if you weren't trying to spend top dollar, I know sometimes you want to go through the drive-through instead of sit down because it's a little cheaper. You can get a little faster. See, he said, Joel's, Jim Jones?
Go do carry out instead of dine in.
But yeah, he definitely underestimated the fight and his opponent. For Lamont Roach,
I was impressed with him, D.
I was definitely impressed with him.
And he took some of Tank's
that's what
big
I was
shots.
saying. He wasn't really, it shows you like
he wasn't fazed by him.
He's a bigger fighter.
And they definitely have to run it back. And let's back up. Do you think Roach did enough to win the title, or did you agree with the draw? Because I called it right before. Remember, we were texting back and forth with Dre. I said I think it's gonna be a draw.
No, I don't think he did.
I don't think he did enough. What do you think of the when Tank took the
down?
knee?
Okay, because he was. I guess he didn't know how to react in that situation because he said he got grease in his eye, he couldn't see. So I'm guessing like because he immediately went over and got the towel. He said, "Wipe my face."
Yeah.
So I think he wanted to. I think he panicked because I got stuff in my eye, and this dude, I can't
see, but you can't take a knee.
But you can't take a knee. I don't know what. He didn't know how to pause. He couldn't I don't know. If anything, he should have just ran over it and just wiped his eye.
He should have just ran over, yeah.
But him just like doing like a quick little pause. He took it in. That was weird.
He technically should have lost points on that.
He should have. He definitely should have, but
I guess the referee understood the situation a little better than we did. But I was just shocked. I'm like, man, this is crazy. I got to give Roach a lot of credit. Didn't the fight just have like you said, a weird vibe to it? Something just ain't right.
Because I think it was because of Tank. I think it wasn't.
You think because it wasn't taking him seriously enough, or what?
I think the weird vibe because I was waiting for Tank to
step it up.
To step it up, but it was more of just oh damn, wait, hold on, Tank might lose this. I think that's what it was. I think it was a feeling of, but wait. I don't know. And especially because when he did take that knee, are they going to take points away from that?
Right,
if they do that, he definitely is probably going to lose this fight by a point or two. Like, so I'm just like, but yeah, Lamont didn't do enough, but
I never felt comfortable with the fight. At this point, Tank's about to take over like he typically does. He couldn't because old boy was not fazed by him. And he took some of his biggest shots. That's the other thing that impressed me. He stood right there. And he was hitting Tank too towards the end of that fight.
Right on the side, giving him at the end of the day, boosted Lamont Roach up quick.
They got to run it back. They got to run that fight back.
And it was a good fight though.
Yeah.
Like I haven't seen I'm not gonna lie. It's been a minute since we've seen some good boxing. Just like that was a good boxing match. And
because the fight before that, the dude took was it Jose Gonzalez's title?
I did watch that. I did
took his title from him. But yeah, you're right.
That was a good fight.
This could turn into a trilogy because you'd have to think whoever wins the next one, win, and then we need to run it back to the rubber match. But yeah, I think Tank got more than he bargained for, and I was a little bit disappointed in him though. Because I just kept waiting. Okay, here we go. And they kept saying, okay, normally Tank picks it up. Okay, round 9. And then he was arguing with his trainer and his cornerman. And I'm like, is he focused? Just something was just way off about that fight.
He wasn't.
Maybe he expected it to be too easy or something. I don't know. But again, Lamont Roach was not afraid of him.
He was not. They definitely gonna have to run it back for sure.
Gotta run it back.
That was a really good fight. I'm glad I stayed up and watched that whole fight.
You and me both.
So I had to make sure I stayed up and watched that one because I'm like, yeah, I'm not missing this one and I'm like, oh dang. But yeah, that was a good fight, man. Shout out to Lamont though. But please run that back.
Please run that back. All right, and one more thing for a little something on the side. Stephen A. Smith signs $100 million deal,
$100 million.
20 million for 5 years, and they're saying he's going to do less. He's going to be on First Take every day, but he's not going to be on the NBA show anymore. He'll fade away off that, and he wants to start doing some more political things, is what he was saying. I don't know how that lines up with ESPN paying him $20 million per year. Just let us get to a little bitty bag. We don't even need a full bag. Me and D just need a little bitty bag.
We signed
to
for
talk
a meal.
Sports.
I'm chilling.
For real, yeah. I would. We would.
Absolutely.
ESPN, bring us that deal. We're waiting. All right. And then ESPN is, I'm sorry.
I said, or get a sponsor. Pat McAfee can
somebody.
Cameron and Mace.
There you go. We're here every week.
Yeah.
And then starting Monday, we mentioned it a little bit earlier about free agency. ESPN is adding coverage devoted specifically to free agency negotiations. So during that period, they're going to add a couple extra shows in there in the mix. Adam Schefter is going to have his own show highlighting some of the trades or the signings that have happened starting Monday, March 10th. So look out for that. It's going to be a wild time in the NFL, and of course they're grabbing the headlines as they always do. Ooh. It's time for that juicy news powered by Excess Energy Drinks.
Let me get out the way.
There you go. There it is. See it prominently. Powered by Excess.
Powered by Excess.
Then one more little pour.
Mango, pineapple, guava.
Man, D, I had to shoot you that picture today. I was drinking one at work.
When it's
and when it's cold,
it hit.
And then you could just down it almost. It's almost like it tastes like too good.
Drink, right.
I'm like, damn, this is an energy drink?
This is an energy drink. Like, don't give
highly recommended.
Highly recommended. It's a great product.
Time for that juicy news, because if you don't know, young brother, young sister, young player, Dwight Howard, P. D-Day, Porter family, Cheetah.
So for that juicy news, because if you don't know, now you know. This is some quick juicy news. We talked about him last week, but then they're in the headlines this week, and it's also about the guy we just spoke about. LeBron James confronts Stephen A. Smith after the game, at the game, Lakers game last night, pretty much for some comments that Stephen A. said about Bronny, saying particularly LeBron James. Bronny's in the league because of LeBron James, and
which isn't true or untrue.
Which isn't untrue. It wasn't like Stephen A. also explained himself on First Take today too as well. But LeBron James pretty much confronted him, went right up to him, said, "Keep my son's name out your mouth."
So that really did go viral. They did.
He said, "Keep my son out this shit."
Okay. Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah, but keep my son out this, pretty much saying, hey, because already they didn't already have just not a good rapport. I wouldn't say
kind of a contentious relationship.
Because you know how Stephen A. goes off on a rant and he'll go to the extreme, and rightfully that brings the ratings.
That's why he's making $20 million a year.
That's why he's doing what he's doing. So he's not like he's gonna stop doing what he's doing. But LeBron came to him on some, hey, all right. You can talk about me all you want to, but I get him though. Having a son and being a father now, hey, you can talk about me all you want. I'm built for this. I can handle this. Okay, you talk about Junior? Okay, now you can cross the line of, okay, I definitely don't respect you as a man. But on First Take, Stephen A. said I wasn't going to address it, but it went viral overnight. Of course, how it does. So he addressed it, and he was saying, as a father, that was a father who approached me, and he said, I got no ill will. It is what I understand, all respect, not mad at him at all. But he did say, I got a job to do. I'm just reporting pretty much.
Right.
This is what they paid me to do. This is what I have to do. Again, there are certain things that are just you don't really talk about, but going back, he didn't really say anything that was untrue,
right,
or just like
Very inflammatory.
Just very like foul or nothing like that. Now the way he says stuff, that could also, it's not really what he said. It probably could be how he be saying it too as
Hmm.
well. But yeah, LeBron had to go up there and check him. But LeBron had to go ahead and check him real quick. But he said, hey, he would be mad saying he understands as a father, but he said he would have rather this to be like a phone call or something
Or
to
pull
where like
aside, like in the
pull him aside. The fact that he did it right there on the court, and then you see where it goes just viral.
maybe that's where first place he saw him. Maybe he didn't think he was
Honestly,
going to see him in the tunnel or
exactly right.
in
Or
the
the next
locker
time he's gonna
room.
see you, but then he sees you sitting front row. Oh, why wouldn't he? You know what I'm saying? He's like,
Right.
oh,
Why
perfect.
is Stephen A. as a media personality though sitting front row?
Oh,
Oh, shouldn't
if
he
he
have
was, I
been?
would have guessed. I don't know if he was sitting front row. Maybe,
Oh, okay,
yeah, I don't
okay.
know if he was sitting front row, but I think he saw him
And they
right
probably
there.
were covering the game, I would
They
think.
definitely probably were,
Yeah, ESPN. But
but
okay, good for Braun though. You got something to say, and I respect the fact that he went up to the man face to face. You don't
right.
have
I
to
didn't talk
be
about you behind your back. I didn't throw
right,
no little shots at you.
but they had to
I,
do it through social media, trying to
I saw
be,
you right here and
yeah,
there
yeah,
and
and
said something to you.
it says something to you like a man should do. Don't be hiding behind X or any other social media platform. Good for him.
But you look at the picture because Stephen A's not short. Stephen A's 6 foot, but then you see LeBron towering
Like
over him.
towering over him.
You
Yeah, I'm gonna
like,
have to pull that up and actually see the
you,
footage.
yeah, you be like, what? Don't I don't never say, don't never say nothing. I ain't gonna say brownie, because it's close enough. I ain't even gonna say bronzy. I don't know. Forget the bees. I'm not even gonna say
Said
nothing.
nothing close, none of the BRs.
None of the BRs.
All right, son. Good juicy news.
That was funny.
Moving on, we got our pops, flops, and props.
Pops, flops, and props.
Oh, those pops, flops, and props. Who you popping tonight?
Pops is gonna be go to it's UFC 13. Our boy Pieta is gonna be
Alice
fighting
Pieta.
Alex Pieta, and let me get buddies.
Mega. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't really
I don't have it
pronounce
in
it.
front of me, but
Yeah,
Mega Medi.
I
Yeah.
couldn't. Yeah, I was, but
Is that
Pieta is actually
Ankalev?
gonna. I
Is that
think
the
so.
last name? Yeah. And then
But
she against the other dude.
so it's gonna be popping to see Pieta, but it's gonna be a good fight. So yeah, big pops. I'm excited for some UFC. They keep it rolling.
All right, my pops go good to the person you're just talking about, the LeBron James,
LeBron
become the only
James.
50,000
Wow.
point player, regular season,
And
playoff
playoffs.
combined. And like I said, that's going to be something that we won't see broken anytime
Man, I
in
didn't.
our
Yeah.
lifetime. So
Right.
pops to him. Who you flopping?
Flops is gonna go to. I gave flops to Devontae Adams, pretty much because I heard there was trade talks that he's gonna go back to Green Bay potentially.
I can see that. I can see that. He's a free agent. He
He's
can
a free
sign with
agent,
anyone. He don't have to wait till June.
but it was
So
just the moves they did and that whole little reveal they did behind on the Pat McAfee show. He had good numbers, but it was just you did all that to get out of Green Bay just to go back to Green Bay, and Jordan Love was on the roster at the time too as well.
right, you didn't even give him a
So you
chance.
didn't even get them chance. You could have been because they're good. They're a pretty good squad.
Yeah,
And
they
with a guy
are.
like a caliber like you didn't have to do all that circling back. So I thought that was a flop, but Javante would have been a good one too as well.
Did he actually sign with them? He's
No,
already
no, that's
signed? Just a rumor?
it's just rumor, just rumor,
Okay.
just rumor, just rumor.
Mine is to Javante Tank
Oh, okay,
Davis because he gave that fight away.
yeah,
And Lamont
that was
Roach
a flop.
got you, bro. He got you. He's got your number.
He
He's
got you.
definitely going to have to run it back. And we'll see what
I don't know
happens.
if Tank want that smoke that he sees because you see that power really didn't move
Man,
him.
you better want it because you can't be talking all that stuff and now you can't back it up because the man stood there in front of you and took your best shots. Sounds like you better get in
The
get in the
weight
training
room,
room and
yeah, you get to
yeah,
put on a little bit more power.
yeah, you need to go ahead and get your get back,
Get your weight up,
get
get
your
your get
big
back.
your get back. All right, who you propping, son? Who you
Yeah,
propping?
yeah. Our props to LeBron James, 50,000 points, regular season and playoffs. That's ridiculous. That's just unreal. The fact that, like we just said, give him his flowers. Whether you think he should go or not, or whatever your opinion about him, this is some history. This is
It
some
is.
absolute history. He's just playing basketball. There's a lot of people play basketball, and it is an anomaly. The fact that he's able to play this good for this long
At
at
this
40
level,
years
this high
old
of a
at this
level,
level.
yeah.
Man, just give that man his
Go
flowers.
ahead and
He
give
ain't
him
gotta
to
be the
him.
GOAT, but man, he's gonna leave his impact in basketball.
Every
And
time he plays now, it's just he's just killing the record books. Seriously,
for
he's
real,
crushing the record books.
he's because he's making new type of records now because he's gonna be the
Records you
only
wouldn't even think about.
40 plus 40-year-old plus like
Mm-hmm.
the first player to hit 100 some shots in at 40 years. He's gonna be
Exactly.
hitting first player to be MVP candidate at 4. He's gonna be hitting just stuff that's might not even get touched.
Yeah, like you said, things you hadn't even thought of.
They just had to just started making it.
Yeah, my props gonna go to the Cleveland Cavaliers on the turnaround of their season and just the way they've played consistently all season. I don't know they have enough to get past Boston, but I think they can take them deep. I think they can definitely take them 7 games, but I just don't know if they got enough to get past them. But we'll see. But props to the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'll say it right. All right, son. It's time for us to tell someone to sit
Sit
your
your
ass
ass down.
down. Okay, Booker T. Man, sit your ass down.
Sit your ass down,
Sucker.
sucker. That's my boy Book.
Please. And
And
thank
thank
you.
you.
Who you telling tonight, son?
My sit your ass down is gonna go to Stephen A. Smith, man. Sit your ass down. Sit your... Hey, boy got humbled real quick. Like put in your place real quick. He ain't been checked like that because I'm sure when LeBron came over like that, it was just like you because like for real, what are you gonna do? You gonna square up LeBron right there?
And you
I mean,
can't do it.
you can't
Yeah.
really do it. If you do it, like
You might be at risk losing that 20 million
yo, you at risk losing 20 million and getting your
in front of
in front of
on national
everybody.
television.
So yeah, sit your ass down. You know now, because if you don't know, now you know.
Steven.
Man,
We might have to
Steve,
add him at the
yes,
cheetah.
Steven,
Steven.
Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah, sit your ass down because LeBron told you to.
All right. So that's a
That's
good
funny.
one. Mine is the Jimmy Johnson. And this is in a good way. He's won at
Mm-hmm.
every level, national title as a player, national title this collegiately as a coach, 2 Super Bowl titles with the Dallas Cowboys back in the 90s. He was the architect of those teams. And then he moves into the analyst booth with Fox. Very matter of fact, straightforward, always broke down tape well, gave you good insight. And one of my favorite people in the
Yeah, Jimmy
sport.
Johnson's a
And
legend.
yeah, Jimmy, with for good reasons. Sit down, man. Go enjoy your life. Go on your boat with your wife Rhonda. They live on the boat in Florida,
Yeah,
and just enjoy the rest of this time you have left on Earth, man. You've done a lot of great things, and yeah, sit your ass down.
sit your
This
ass down.
time in a good way. Woo, son,
Oh man,
man.
full slate.
Action packed slate.
Man,
We
it's
got our
already
2
March.
teams for March Madness. On
March
the men's
Madness.
side, we got St. John's. On the women's side, we got Juju Watkins and USC.
I'm
So
more excited about the women's side.
I am too. I am
For
too.
some
It's
reason,
funny you say that
I'm
because
actually more caring about the
they did
women's side.
a March Madness commercial on ESPN, and it was women. And it was like, get ready for March. This was a couple of weeks ago. I saw it.
That's
That kind of jumped
funny.
out at me. And like, they didn't focus on the men first. They were focused on the women. And as always, folks, don't forget your merch.
Don't forget your merch. That midnight
It's not too late for hoodies. Still hoodie
man.
season.
Hoodies,
Going
jackets,
and
light
growing
We're going
and
and
growing.
growing
And you can see this coming and
and
going.
going. Show them the other arm. That's why you can listen. Yeah, you can
Uh-oh.
see it
Sorry for
coming and
and
going.
going. And we could design anything you all want. It doesn't have to be our merchandise. For something you want to see and you want to wear, get with us. We're ready to do it. Man, we thank you all so much for listening to the Me and D
Pops and Son
podcast
podcast
for
for
that
that
ass.
ass.
For that ass.
For that ass.
For that ass.
No Diddy.
All right, D. But until next time.
I'm a holler.